travel show. I'm your host, Barbie Roberts. In today's episode, we are going to visit Pennsylvania, where we will meet two very famous authors, Louisa May Alcott and Pearl S. Buck. Okay, let's go to the time travel machine.
Now I will reveal the time travel machine. Here it is. Hiya! Meow. Open sesame! Now I will travel through time to find those two literary authors from the past. Here I go! Time travel! Oh, it's like a washing machine! I'm coming, little one! Oh my! Who are you? Oh, I come through time travel to find an author named Pearl Buck. Are you her?
Yes, I am.
Yes! I finally found you, Pearl S. Buck. You're a famous author. Please, tell me about your life.
Oh, you want to know about me? Well, I was born in Hillsboro, West Virginia in 1892. But my life really started in China.
Because my parents were missionaries, I received most of my education in China, so my first language was Chinese. After my boarding school education in China, I returned to the U.S., in which I enrolled to the Randolph-Macon Women's College in Lynchburg, Virginia, which I graduated in the year 1914. After college, I married a guy named John Lossingbuck and moved back to China. In China, I gathered information for my future books. But China was not the same place that I thought it was before. There was a civil war during that time, and so I was evacuated to the safest place in Japan. Then, in 1930s, I have written the book East Wind, West Wind. A year later, I have also written another book called The Good Earth, in which I received a Nobel Prize. In this reward, I was the first woman and third person to ever receive it. Then finally, I decided to permanently stay in America, where I settled in Pennsylvania in Green Hills Farm, Buck County. In Pennsylvania is where I dedicated most of my life's work. It is then in America where I established the Welcome House for the adoption of including Asian children of U.S. servicemen. The Welcome House also helped develop the Pearl S. Buck Foundation, which connects the understanding between the people of Asia and the U.S. Gee, thank you for sharing me your story, Miss Pearl S. Buck, but I think my time is up.
Whoa, who are you?
I'm Barbie Roberts. I have come through time travel to visit famous authors like you. Can you tell me something about your early childhood and family?
Why, of course. I was born on November 29th, 1832, in Germantown, Pennsylvania. I was the second daughter of 4.
How did your mother's political activism affect you?
Well, my mother was a woman's suffrage and abolitionist advocate, and so was I. In fact, I was the first woman to register to vote in Concord.
Wow, that is quite intriguing. So tell me a little bit about your father.
Well, my father was a very idealistic man. He and his friends played a very active role in my education and also influenced my writing greatly. After several of his projects failed, though, he experienced a nervous breakdown due to his inability to financially support our family.
Oh, man. And what about your father's friends?
Well, my father was friends with Ralph Waldo Emerson, Henry David Thoreau, and Nathaniel Hawthorne, who are all very famous authors.
Oh, very interesting. And what about the Orchard House? I heard stuff about that.
Well, we moved into the Orchard House in 1858. It's on Lexington Road in Concord. It was used as the setting for my novel Little Women and all of its sequels, which are Good Wives, Little Men, and Joel's Boys.
Oh, wow. What interesting books. What gave you the idea for writing the novel Little Women?
Well, I used my life experiences and put them on paper. The protagonist, Jo March, is based off of my life, and her three sisters are based off of my three sisters, Anna, Elizabeth, and May.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. So how did working as a nurse in the Civil War affect your life?
Well, I only worked as a nurse for 6 weeks, but it influenced my life greatly. Sadly, I never fully recovered from the typhoid fever.
Oh, my.
But on a more positive note, I had time to write letters to my family. These were published in 1863 as hospital sketches.
Oh, interesting. Many of your books include the theme of poverty. Why did you choose to use that?
Well, I was always taught to write what I know, and I know poverty. I also know poverty can be used to show other gifts that people tend to not appreciate, such as talent, family, loyalty, devotion, love, charity, and others.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Famous Authors from Pennsylvania. Join us next week for famous authors from the Key West.